So probably the biggest one to date that I probably put the most time into to push through council would be the car parking contribution for the Exchange Hotel. The importance for that for me was making sure that a prerequisite is set to show that your elected members will go to bat for you if you're a local business in town, you know, local resident, whatever, to be able to come to an outcome that you can understand and justify, and also be viable for the business itself. So yeah, that took a lot of time, but it was so rewarding to work so closely with someone like Damien McGee, because you know, he is the poster boy for community-minded business. You know, he supports 36 local sporting teams. He employs 30-odd employees, local employees. He's, yeah, he definitely has that community-first mindset, which is something that, as an overall, we should be promoting. All elected members should really be rewarding that, and that's what I think that direction showed. So Damien was looking at extending his liquor license. He wanted to up it by 100 patrons. Now his hotel is very large. It's one of the bigger ones in town, and he definitely has the capacity, given all the work and money that's been put into that establishment in the last, you know, 5 to 10 years. To up his license, there was this development application that needed to be lodged, which sounds simple in process, but what that did was sort of pull the trigger of a car park contribution. Car park contributions we have in the town of Gawler because we have a very busy main street with no more room for car parks, I guess. So we have a rule that we can allow developments to go ahead in lieu of actually physically providing car parks. We request a car park fund contribution. Now that is a rate of $7.5 grand a car park. It just wasn't viable, so that wasn't going to go ahead. We fought for some negotiation, and we applied the logic that needed to be applied, and he contributed $40,000 to the car parking fund, and now the people that have been lining up outside of his establishment now can go on the other side of the wall. So, and it works not only in a business sense but a community sense as well, because that allowed him to employ 3 more locals, and that's very important, and he was willing to put $40,000 into the pot to do that. And the argument that we were in the night and throughout the months leading up to the meeting was that the patrons are already there. You're not going to that sort of business and driving your car, and that's the only business that's open at the time. So there was no argument that I could accept that was against that. So yeah, we pushed through, and even the local member, Tony Piccolo, gave us a bit of a hand in explaining some points to point out, and yeah, it was really helpful. So that's probably the bigger one that I've achieved to date, but yeah, more than happy to keep on going with that sort of momentum. So yeah, hopefully it does set up a bit of a prerequisite and get local businesses that might find themselves in similar situations reaching out, and we can advance like that.